It's Week 10 of the NFL, and our focus is on Dameon Pierce. He was steady for him on the ground a week ago, reaching the century mark and adding a score. It's the Texans and the Bengals, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Today we hit double digits, Week 10, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gautin. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They come into this one off a bit of a clunker last time out, a loss that ended their 5-game winning streak. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. So here are the Texans now with a fresh face at quarterback, the second overall pick from Ohio State, C.J. Stroud.
In only 2 seasons, Stroud showed all he needed to at Ohio State. All-American, Heisman finalist, program records galore. He looks every bit like the #1 overall pick. He went #2, but Houston is thrilled to have him.
Well, start on the ground with Pierce, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well, the numbers for Pierce last week: 23 carries, 115 yards, and a touchdown.
Just an excellent performance from them on the ground last week, and that speaks to an offense that is operating at a high level on all fronts. Of course, that man running the ball, he's just seeing the field so well. But don't forget about his offensive line. They've really asserted their will out there and are confident they can repeat it again this week.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Stroud on 3rd down now. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. But defensively, you really can't script the start much better. You get a 3 and out and a sack.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They kept him short of a first down on 1st and 2nd down. And then on 3rd down, they pick up a sack. What tremendous momentum for them to start this game.
The Texans send the punter out. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. The Bengals now set for their first possession, and it's Pro Bowler Joe Burrow who leads this offense in his 4th season now out of LSU.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season, and maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year, and with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
Now Burrow on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Now it's Burrow. Short throw to Smith. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers. 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
And he is going to have the Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. Short throw to Smith. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. The numbers there in last week's game for Smith. 3 catches, 54 yards, and a touchdown.
That was a nice job there pulling that one in. Now, this is an offense that will certainly spread the ball around a bit, and this is a guy the defenses had better focus on.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. But 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Throwing again, it's Burrow. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Here's Burrow. Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Taken at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. 3 and 5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5 and 5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3 and 6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
We had a pretty good idea that they were going to pressure this young quarterback, and that's now 2 sacks here in the first quarter.
And, yeah, this is a secret to exactly nobody because if you're a rookie quarterback, you know you're going to see pressure. Defenses want to see how you're going to handle it, or if it forces you into making bad decisions. That's their goal.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now. And this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
what's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From midfield now, Burrow. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. Burrow will throw. It connects quickly to Jamar Chase. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Here's a 2nd and 8.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now a throw in the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. Gets by him at the 25. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Out of his hands quickly to Higgins. And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Coming into this ball game, this was an offense that wasn't just talking about the notion of ball control. They were preaching it. They wanted to win the time of possession battle, and they've done so here. This drive's taken up quite a bit of the first quarter. Now they are set up 1st and...
And he pulls his way into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. Joe Mixon with career touchdown number 60. And the Bengals are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Now comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Stroud to throw it. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. A huge play there for Houston. 46 yards.
This play is a thing of beauty when it works as designed because they let the running back slip out of the backfield and head down the sideline on a wheel route. Number 1, it's easy for him to get lost. And number 2, really tough for the linebacker to run with him. And this ball's right on the money and leads to a big play.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Stroud looking to throw. This is caught. It's Woods. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A well-executed 22-yard gain. They'll run here with Pierce. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Not a whole lot there on
first and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or two in this situation.
The second down throw now from Stroud. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Dalton Schultz from 8 yards out. And the Texans have got it back to within a score. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
Charlie Jones now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. In motion left is Higgins. He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Hey, look at the defense for these Texans. They were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
That was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? The LSU connection. Burrow to chase for the Cincinnati first. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. First down. Here's Burrow. Here's Higgins out on the right side. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be 2nd down. Burrow looking to pass. Looking for Chase on the out route. He's got him. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down. Mix it up the middle. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
They just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Goes right back to Smith again. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's another 1st down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now Burrow. Touchdown Bengals! Jamar Chase, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Bengals have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Stroud sets up the play action. That's caught again by Schultz. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down. Here is third down and 4. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. To Pierce, they set up the screen. And he is going to have a Texans first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on third and 4.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on second and 10. On second down, here's Pierce. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. The Texans on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third and 9. Play action. Stroud now. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
First and 10, it's Pierce. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. So from just across the midfield stripe, here's second and 9. Stroud. That's into the hands of Woods. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. They'll try to run for this with Singletary. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there, and it helps him move the sticks.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. Throw over the middle is taken in by Dell. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it second down. Now Stroud. He finds his target. It's Schultz. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on first and 10. Singletary trying the left side. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. From the 22 now, here's second down and 8. Throwing now is Stroud. He'll get the hook up there to Woods. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 13-yard line. On the handoff, running left, Singletary. And he'll do a nice job here just to find his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. Here's Stroud. Over the middle, that's caught by Mechie. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up third and 2. Stroud now on third and 2. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Singletary. They'll run for it. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop them short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. That's taken in by Higgins. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Burrow will throw. He completes it to Boyd. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he'll have the 1st down as he's up to about the 18. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Now Burrow on 1st down. His throw incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch it. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw there taken in by Smith. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A gain there of 21 yards.
It's a nice zone breaker right there. Take the tight end, move him out to the slot, then have him run a corner route versus the zone coverage, which means he's going to be behind the shallow coverage and ahead of the deep coverage, putting the ball right on him.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. Shifts past him at the 45. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. To the air again, Burrow. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Burrow once again here on 2nd and 10. An off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the 1st half. If you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
So on 4th down, on is Brad Robbins to punt for the Bengals. Back deep is Tank Dell. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Houston set to take over. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Here's 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd down, it's Stroud. Got his man, and it's a fumble. But it looks like one of the DBs has it, and they will take over at the 26-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Bengals going to take over late in this first half. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. First down, here's Burrow. He finds his running back, Mixon. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Bengals will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first two quarters.
And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And now off to the races down the right side. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. He'll try and fire this downfield for Singletary. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. 2nd and 10. Stroud to throw yet again here. That's complete to Dell. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. 12 yards that time in the Cincinnati first down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, and it's the Colts who have the lead in the second quarter. Isaiah McKenzie, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. From there, we head down to the Sunshine State to check on the Jaguars at home in Jacksonville. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. Christian McCaffrey with a couple of touchdowns there. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Baker Mayfield, responsible for the lone touchdown in the game thus far as he's thrown a touchdown pass. The Bengals got a strong performance in that first half by Joey B. Their quarterback, Joe Burrow. He connected on 3 touchdown passes in those first 2 quarters as his guys have built up a sizable lead here at the break.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Bengal offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking for Chase on the out route. He's got him. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. From the 23, here's the 2nd down and 6. Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. Play action. It's Burrow. And a quick shuffle pass here is complete. And he is going to have the Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trick in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Again, it's Burrow. Dumps it off to Mixon. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Burrow throwing complete there to the tight end Smith. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Now Burrow. He throws it on the move but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another 1st down.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And they move this all the way down to the 9. It's a gain of 34.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Burrow looking to pass. The quick slant caught. Touchdown. Jamar Chase. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Here comes Dell on the return. Oh, some strong running. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the 2nd half. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the 2nd half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
On 3rd down, they go with Singletary. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Stroud off the play fake. This ball caught by Mechie. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. On the counter, this is Singletary. Down to about the 37.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. So they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. They'll run a draw now with Singletary. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. 4th down, here's Stroud. Toward the sideline, intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take possession here at their own 33.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Jamar Chase hoping to be at center stage yet again as the offense returns to the field. Previous series, definitely a focal point. 3 catches, the touchdown grab. As a DB, or former DB, is there a number of catches on a drive you're like, oh, he got the best of us?
I'm not sure there's a number, but there's a great feel. And what he did on the last drive, yeah.
Especially with the touchdown.
Yes.
You're never happy.
You're exactly right. The way he capped it off, so you feel that at the sideline, and now you're looking at your buddies and saying, okay, what are we going to do to take things away from him? Because I'm not sure the other guys can make those sort of plays. So let's make sure that we don't let him get going again.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. 3rd down and 1. Again, it's Mixon. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Houston. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And it's 3rd down.
Now here's Stroud on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Singletary, they'll go up the middle. It's Logan Wilson there to bring him down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And Stroud now to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. A give up the middle to Singletary. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Jones on the return. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. There's a look at receiver Jamar Chase as the Bengals get set to go on offense. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade is going to happen, but good thought. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Now it's Burrow. He completes it to Boyd. Call it a gain of a yard, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. On 3rd down, Mixon. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
No gain on the play. It's 4th down. Brad Robbins in punt formation for the Bengals.
Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Taken from just outside the 30. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Meanwhile, Stroud's throw pulled in by Woods. So just 3 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 2nd down. And they'll go play action here with Stroud. Airing it out deep for Woods. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. The trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Stroud. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Bell. And the Bengals are going to take over here up near the 40. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Jamar Chase hoping to be at center stage yet again as the offense returns to the field. And he is just 1 reception away from 10 in this game. I don't know what they need to do defensively, but something has to be altered, does it not?
I know that whenever we tried to cover a person who's having a game like this, you're trying to vary what you're doing, trying to change things up, hoping to fool him occasionally. If not fool him, fool the quarterback so that maybe he doesn't read the coverage correctly. Right now, though, they're in pretty good sync.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 49 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Burrow going to keep it running right. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. A really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the first down.
So finally, at this stage of the game, he lets his legs carry him for a big-time first down. But I think this is all set up by his eyes throughout the game. He's been taking it all in as he's watched this thing unfold. And finally, the eyes carried the legs and took him downfield.
You're right. His longest run of the game waited until the 4th quarter, and maybe that lulled the defense to sleep a little bit. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. 2nd down and 4. But it's caught on the right side at Smith. It'll go as a gain of 4. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as they get the conversion there on 3rd and inches.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence. And that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll give it to Mixon. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Mixon again. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to have a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's underneath to Pierce. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
1st down, Texans.
Stroud out of the gun here. And he finds his target. It's Schultz. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Stroud to throw it. Going across the field, he connects with Mechie. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Pierce now up the middle. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll run out of the gun with Singletary. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Devin Singletary, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Texans get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
The touchdown was scored by the runner, but the offensive line, they feel like it's theirs. They blocked that one up perfectly, allowed him easy access to the end zone.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. There's a look at receiver Jamar Chase as the Bengals get set to go on offense. So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know.
Throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
A gain of 4 brings up 3rd and 4.
Here's Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
He'll get this to about the 38.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. On 3rd down, Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. First and 10, it's Stroud. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, Stroud to throw yet again here. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
But when this game is done, the credit will go to the consistent pressure on the quarterback as a huge cause of this win. Most teams are happy if they get a few of these games per year. You know they're going to watch this tape over and over, try to identify what's working, and keep it going.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for Cincinnati, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for Houston, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.